straight from the heart of East Tennessee. This is 10 News at 5.
How do you take pictures these days, and what happens to those images once you've taken them? Today we're taking a closer look at photography in the digital age. Welcome back to 10 News at 5, everyone. I'm Beth Haynes. These days there are cameras everywhere. In fact, thanks to cell phones, there's a good chance you have one in your pocket, your purse, or actually in your hand right now. But in an age when so many cameras exist and it seems like people are taking more snapshots than ever, what are people doing with all those pictures? One local shop specializes in not only helping customers get those photos off their devices, but also in finding creative ways to display them. F32 Photo has been open for about 2 years and works with both professional photographers and everyday point and shooters. They can not only print high-quality photos from most any device, they also create customized albums, canvases, or backup CDs. Employees say that the switch, to digital has definitely had an impact on how people use their photos.
The digital age has really hurt some of the printing because people just keep them stashed away on their computers more so than actually getting them out and getting them printed. We're trying to re-educate the customers and the clientele that the importance of printing them and getting them off your computer, because different monitors reflect colors differently, and getting an actual print and displaying it up on the wall and seeing that is so much better than just looking at it on a monitor or having folders upon folders of pictures that you never do anything with.
Yeah, you might want to enjoy those pictures. F32 Photo also works to promote photography as a hobby locally and offers rentals for a variety of Canon and Nikon camera equipment. Well, for more on this topic, we are joined by our tech expert, Dan Thompson from Claris Networks, and local photographer, Lisa Mueller, and we really appreciate you both being with us today. Yeah, certainly a topic the two of you are very interested in. And Dan, we're going to start with you. We talked about, everyone seems to have a smartphone that has a camera. Everyone is taking pictures. So how has this impacted photography?
Well, it's definitely made the entry point a whole lot easier. So just like you were mentioning a minute ago, everybody's got a camera in their pocket these days, and you start to see a whole lot more people being creative with it instead of just taking snapshots of their friends or whatever. So I think it's overall promoting the hobby of photography, and it's making it more accessible to people.
From what you're seeing, are people pretty much satisfied with the camera on their smartphone? Are they just sticking with that?
It depends on the person. A lot of people who are just getting into it just like the fun and the accessibility of being able to take a picture whenever they want to, and then they start to print them and realize, oh, the quality's not quite what I thought. But some people, who are, more discerning professionals, they'll use that just as a, let me post this to the internet real quick, and then they'll pull out their high-dollar camera to take their prints and things like that with.
Lisa, we certainly want to bring you in. How is this affecting your business as a photographer?
Well, on one hand, it's good because it's getting a lot of people more aware of photography, but on the other hand, it can be a little bit bad because people will sometimes think that the photos that they can take with their own, point and shoot, or even with the camera that's on their phone, that those are good enough. And a lot of times people are in the moment and they want to just be able to take a photo really quick and be able to share it with their friends and family. But there's still people that want to have, obviously, professional photos, and not every instance is going to make it a good idea to have just some random lower quality photos. I think that's the thing, is educating people on the quality.
Especially when it comes to those special occasions, weddings. Birthdays. Is that still pretty much the majority of your business?
Yes. People will come to us for weddings, obviously, professional photos that they need, headshots, any important occasions like newborns. Not everyone's going to be skilled enough to have the right equipment and the technical know-how to take the really good photos.
Certainly they want an expert.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
Well, Dan, let's bring you back in. Let's talk about the camera phones and these photo apps like Instagram, are they helping or hurting photography?
You know,
it has impacted business, we've heard from Lisa.
It has. I personally have a somewhat negative opinion of Instagram, and my logic behind that is it's sort of these sort of washes that people are applying to their photos. It sort of promotes, in my opinion, the idea that bad photography can still be good as long as you apply some kind of effect to it, right? So a poorly exposed image that you flip to black and white and put a bunch of old lines through it makes it somehow a good photo. On the flip side of that, though, it makes publishing your photos a lot easier, and it also raises the visibility of your images. So previously, if I wanted to show off an image of mine, I would have to print
right now
it.
On the screen.
This one. I would have to print it and hang it in my home, and my friends who came over would see it. Well, with services like Instagram or Facebook or Flickr, potentially thousands upon thousands of people could see my image now, and it totally extends my reach well beyond the means of the print days.
And you've actually developed photography as a hobby. Because of our smartphones and the cameras and these apps, do you think others are also developing a hobby for photography?
Absolutely. You know, that ease of entry that we were talking about a minute ago, people get hooked with their phone, and then the people who really become passionate about it will say, hey, you know what, I want to take this to the next level and get way more control over the image than I have with just my phone. And so that will inspire people to go out and buy a nicer camera, maybe take some classes over at the University of Tennessee or their local university, and then, you know, can further the hobby like I've done.
Well, unfortunately, we are out of time, but we appreciate you both being with us to discuss photography. We didn't even get to the point whether or not people are still printing their pictures. We'll talk about that in break, though, but stay with us. We're coming right back after this with looking at eating disorders that impact millions across the country. A lot of focus gets put on anorexia and bulimia, but experts say one underdiagnosed eating disorder is actually impacting the highest number of people. We're going to talk about that coming up.